So a couple weeks ago, Warner Brothers or whoever, they came out and said that we're going to be getting a Scary Movie 6. Now, everybody had the old proverbial, including myself. But nonetheless, we knew that Scary Movie 6 was coming. They didn't say anything about Marlon and Sean Wayans coming back to do this movie. So this was some breaking news I got yesterday. I guess that we all got yesterday when this came out. And as we can see here, it's been almost 20 years since we've seen the Wayans brothers connected with Scary Movie in this franchise. So while I am excited because yes, we've been waiting ever since pretty much Scary Movie 3 or since Scary Movie 2 for them to come back. Even though I enjoyed Scary Movie 3, I enjoyed Scary Movie 4 less than that. And of course, Scary Movie 5 was a dumpster fire, to say the least. But finally, we got Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans back. The Wayans brothers are back. Are we going to get comedy gold, though, is the question. Because as somebody who is a lover of this franchise, somebody who is a lover of the Wayans brothers material and everything that they produce and have been in and starred in, including some of their serious stuff. Shout out to The Sixth Man, if anybody's ever seen that movie. But it's 2024. And by the time this movie comes out, it'll be 2026. So you got to think. And Marlon Wayans has changed a lot. We don't know about Sean Wayans because he's been out of the spotlight. He's done a good job at being out of the spotlight ever since he left Hollywood years and years ago, at decades at this point, it seems. But how far will they go is my question. And will it actually be funny? Those are my first two questions when it comes to this. Because Marlon Wayans, who, as I've shared on this channel before, Marlon Wayans has gone over to the dark side. He's going over to the dark side. He has a trans kid, man. Like this guy, and he's come out and he's paraded this shit around. He's going on about and all this and that. You know, he's done little. I don't want to call them bits, but he's even wrote material about it into his stand-ups. Every interview he goes on, he can't stop fucking talking about it. So it's like, all right, yeah, you know, again, not bashing or anything like that. It is his kid, I get it, but at the same time, it's like, well, now you're with the weird shit. So when that happens, I do have to kind of sit back. And on top of that, his stand-ups aren't really that great. So to actually see him be in full control of what we once loved, him being in full control of, man, I'm kind of conflicted, man. Because I don't. My first instinct after sitting back and kind of like taking a deep breath after celebrating the fact that these two guys finally get this franchise back, guess what? I had to sit back and question myself and say, damn, will this be woke though? And let's just go. Let's just start off right here. I'm gonna just say this. I don't mean woke in like a general statement of just like everything's woke, blah, 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 woke, everything they say is going to be woke. Not like that, but I mean in terms of the whole bashing of a certain president, right? Because I do have a feeling that not only will it have some woke elements into this, or I guess woke jokes, but again, jokes are jokes. So I mean, it depends on how to do it. And again, I'm not too picky on that. I'm not too nitpicky on that either. Like if it's a joke, it's a joke. I don't really care. It's going to be here or there. But if the whole premise of the story involves you know who, right? I feel like either way, no matter what happens next week with the whole presidency and the election, they're gonna do it. They're gonna bash Trump, especially if he does win next week. I think that's what they're gonna do. Which unfortunately, the fact they're gonna stoop that low, I hope they won't. But again, we're talking about Hollywood. It's not like the Wayans brothers are in full on, like, it's not like they bought out the fucking franchise and they control every fucking aspect of it. And even if they did, they'd probably still put some of that woke shit in there. Again, I don't want to say they, and I don't want to put a general blanket on it, but I'm just saying, like, there's going to be some of that in there, I feel like. There's a good chance if you are willing to go that far. And again, maybe I'm maybe not projecting. Maybe project is probably the wrong word, but and I'm not too sure on gaslighting either. But maybe I'm just jumping too far ahead with this whole thing and thinking too deep in it. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if I'm thinking too deep on this. But I think if you're willing to go that far to do that and let your child do that and then go around parading it like it's something you're supposed to be proud of, then, I mean, you're probably more than likely willing to put some woke jokes in there and woke elements into your movie if they give you a big-ass fucking check, which was part of a conversation between you, what was it, him and Vlad just a couple months ago when he went on Shannon Sharp's podcast. So, I mean, it's not too far off when it comes to Marlon Wayans bringing up money, because that's what he did when it came to Vlad. He brings it up. But at the end of the day, I mean, he's still funny. Marlon Wayans is still a comedian. He's still one of the best comedians out there when it comes to film and it comes to skits and stuff like that. Now, stand-up, I'd say in terms of comedy, Marlon Wayans is probably an A in every element except for stand-up. So everything else when it comes to comedy, Marlon Wayans knocks it out of the park. This has to be a knock out of the park. And the other question is, I mean, it's not really that important, but it kind of is important. Will we get the old gang back together too? So are we going to get Cindy? Are we going to get Ray? Are we going to get Brenda? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. Bringing the old gang back together, fam. But like I said, look, I'm not trying to bring this, this is my first video in a long ass time, but this needs to be a banger, man, and nothing less. Like, this needs to be what James Gunn's Superman Legacy movie needs to be, which is, if it doesn't knock it out of the park, nobody's going to give a shit after that. This needs to knock it out of the park. This needs to be one of the funniest, one of the best comedy movies we've seen in the past 10 years. I'm going to go that far, yes. Am I exaggerating? No. At least to me, I'm not going too far in terms of exaggerating. But that's what we need right now. When's the last time? Can anybody tell me? Let me know in the comments. When's the last comedy movie that you've seen in theaters that you thought, man, that's one of the funniest fucking movies ever? I could tell you Scary Movie 1 and Scary Movie 2 are one of the funniest fucking movies ever. Scary Movie 3 is one of my favorite comedies ever. But all three of them are, but all the first three are. But anyways, man, that's all I really have to say, man. This movie just needs to knock it out of the park. The Wayans brothers, I'm glad they got the IP back. I'm glad that they're in charge of this movie now. People are going to go see it, that's for sure. But the question is, what's gonna be the word of mouth after we watch it? You know what I'm saying? Like, this needs to be a banger. Period. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Hit that like, that subscribe, all that good stuff. It's your boy Corn, and I am OUT.